Film. My name is Daniel, and we have Nick on the other side. What we do, we talk about the major movie news for the past 2 weeks. Every fortnight we do this, we'll analyze and if we're excited about all these upcoming projects that we may or may not see. So let's get straight off with The Little Mermaid. It's not a Disney one, so it's a Universal and working title live action adaptation of the classic Hans Christian Andersen story of The Little Mermaid. This is the one that Sophia Coppola, I think that's how you pronounce her name. This was the one that she was set to direct and write when she was attached to this project last year, but then she left this year. So now Richard Curtis will write the film screenplay, but at the moment the film has no director whatsoever. Oh, and I completely missed the name. Chloe Moretz will play, I guess, Ariel, unless they're going to give her another name or something. I don't know if Ariel's the one. I don't know if Ariel's what Disney made up the name in the story.
Well, I'd imagine. I don't know. I think Ariel is a name that they came up with for the Disney movie, but it wouldn't be I'm sure it wouldn't be the first time that a Disney movie has made a name so iconic that you wouldn't even bat an eyelid if they name it Ariel as well. But I don't know. If it's based on the fairy tale rather than a reboot of the animated movie, then I'm much more open to it than if it, like what Disney's doing, which is basically just remaking their animated films in live action.
Which is good. It's fine and dandy. I mean, when Disney will get to it, they'll obviously do their film, but there'll be two different, stories, sort of the live action ones. So it'll be interesting to see what Universal can create about this.
But it's going to be funny when Disney probably already had the beginnings of a plan for Little Mermaid live action, and so they're going to be like, no, they beat us to it. And now they're going to do what they did with the Jungle Book and have two, I reckon. You just wait.
Well, at this rate, Disney's probably had all of their films, because there's only a couple that haven't already announced that they're in development for it so far. So I think all their animated films, probably even Frozen, they've all in development stages, and it's just who can we attach to write this? Who can we, who can direct the film? Who can we cast? They're probably just getting towards that at the moment. Just at the rate of announcing this live action
film. Richard Curtis writing it. That's funny. I think that's going to be is it going to be really, really romantic version of Little Mermaid? It's going to be over the top romance.
So are you telling me it's going to be pretty much like Splash, but without the comedy?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, it's good. I mean, The Little Mermaid is quite a great film as it is. It's a classic. It's right alongside The Lion King in terms of its popularity. So this is interesting. This is interesting with the news. I did remember reading about this and thinking, no, not again, Disney. And then I read, Universal. Yeah, but Universal did a great job this year with so many films.
Mm-hmm. And they have proven that they can do a really successful fairy tale adaptation. They did a really good job on Peter Pan, the 2003 one, a lot better than what Warner Brothers did with this year's Pan. So they do have a track record, or only one, but still they've proven that they can do a fairy tale adaptation right, and hopefully they've got enough talent. I mean, Chloe Moretz is a talented actress, so they've already got a good actress attached to the project already. It's interesting to see who they cast around it, like Beauty and the Beast. But it'll be interesting to see what Universal's take on The Little Mermaid will be.
It reminds me, the good cast bit reminds me of the posters that came out for the Huntsman sequel. Are we talking about that?
No, I didn't thought that was like even
No.
newsworthy, but I did see the
Yeah, I
posters.
didn't think that. I didn't think we'd talk about
We
it, so
can
I just
bridge,
bring it up now.
we can bridge
It's
that. Oh, but actually,
interesting.
thank you
It's
for
interesting.
bringing that up. I forgot about Snow White and the Huntsman. So Universal has one good one and one not so good one.
Yeah. So, but you've got to remember this sequel. It's got a new name now. The Huntsman or something. The
Like
Huntsman
Winter War or something? Winter's War or
Winter
something like that?
Winter's War.
There's some war.
I think
Yeah,
it
Winter's
is
War. I think.
Winter's War. The Huntsman Winter's War. And the posters. It's got Emily Blunt, Charlize Theron, and Jessica Chastain in it. It's like, what? What? That's such a good cast. Like, why are they wasting it on not only a sequel, but a sequel to a mediocre film, which is probably going to be mediocre anyway?
I thought it was a prequel.
It was what?
I thought it was a prequel.
Prequel? Oh, it's a prequel. Okay, it's a prequel.
Well, they can't do a sequel with Charlize Theron, and they can't do it without Kristen Stewart, so it must be a prequel. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because I've seen... Have you seen
Yeah,
Theron?
okay. It must be a prequel then. It must be a prequel.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Well, we've talked about that. I didn't know that was going to bridge into The Huntsman, but
Full of surprises.
the other top news story that came out, I think only a couple of days ago, is that we may be getting more Fast and Furious films than the next 3 films that we've known to expect, because Vin Diesel says that they're planning on Fast and Furious 8 would be the first of 3 films in a new trilogy. But we might be getting more with different spin-offs based on different characters from the Fast and Furious universe. But we've all known sort of about the Hobbs spin-off that's been like that was like in discussion back, I think, after Fast and Furious 5, and I actually thought that was going to be a short thing after 6, but of course Fast and Furious 7's troubled production sort of cancelled that at the moment. But I think out of all the characters so far, I think Hobbs is probably the sure bet. But the way that Vin Diesel talked about it, he said characters, so it's going to be obviously more than just a Hobbs spin-off that's in the works with these characters. Okay, you can talk now.
That sounds like what they're doing for Star Wars. Like, it feels like that maybe they're going to try and turn into their annual franchise where there's a Fast and Furious movie, like it's infinite. It's an infinite franchise. Like just today or yesterday, what's Kathleen Kennedy called Star Wars an endless franchise. There is no end, just keeps going. So maybe they're gonna take a leaf out of the Star Wars book and go, okay, every second year will be a spin-off, and every other year will be a main entry in the Fast and Furious. It'll just be Fast and Furious 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They'll just keep going. And when characters get too old, they'll just James Bond it or something. I don't know.
Okay. I doubt they're James Bonded, but they'll just obviously have new characters aboard, since it is pretty much a ensemble piece.
What happens when Vin Diesel leaves? So if Vin Diesel leaves, they can't really... Like, that's really Vin franchise. My only concern.
None of these characters are really that memorable compared to, Tony Stark, James Bond, maybe even Indiana Jones. Type of these characters can recast. I don't think, is it Dominic or something? I don't think Dominic is as strong of a character compared to those 3 that I've just mentioned.
Yeah. But it really is his franchise. Like, he's the one thing that's like... He wasn't in all of them, though. That's a good point.
Now it's sort of like his baby now.
Yeah, but he treats it like it's his franchise now. He's producing the next one, isn't he?
I think he's been producing them since 4, I think.
Yeah, he's producing them now, so... Yeah. Yeah. I just ran out of things to say.
What do you think? Let's go to like speculation here. I think the Hobbs one is definitely a sure thing. I mean, you've got The Rock. I mean, The Rock is like a commercial what is the word, sort of commercial actor, that he can sell audiences a film. So I think Hobbs is sure about what do you think other characters in the Fast and Furious universe can they sort of bridge out?
That is a
Because
big problem because, like, Fast and Furious is not Star Wars. It's not this endless universe where they can just draw from and create these spin-offs, and some of them like don't even have to contain, like, don't even have to have the original characters. But, well, I'm just thinking what they've got. They've got Kurt Russell's character now, don't they? They could do a spin-off with him.
a character that I barely even remember.
There's plenty fire stuff. I'm sure that they're not the only like undercover like car racing gang brotherhood thing. They could create like a rival one in Fast and Furious 8 and then be like, oh, they're gonna have their own movie as well gang. Have they done that yet?
Well, isn't Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift sort of like no one in the original cast is in it, and it's sort of like
they could do stuff like that. They could have like a Tokyo Drift 2.
Because look at those box office numbers, because that was a sure success. That nearly killed the franchise.
It had the Fast and Furious name on it, and that made $1 billion this year. So,
yeah, I don't know. I could think like Paul Walker's character, if he didn't suddenly pass away, I think his character could be very interesting, as a side story. But outside
raising up Baby Walker.
Yeah, but outside of Hobbs, I can't think of any other character that I could see its own thing. At least Hobbs, isn't he he's like a cop or something, isn't he too? Like Brian? I think he's a cop.
Yeah, no, he is. He's a cop.
Yeah, so I can see they can come up with a story for that. I just can't see anyone else though, like character-wise, can lead their own film that's not an ensemble piece. But I guess we'll see what happens if they announce anything in the future.
Stay tuned.
I don't know if you've seen the film. I've seen bits and pieces of the film, but I haven't seen the whole thing. Sony may be continuing its plans with the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo follow-up with a different cast. Sony is looking towards the fourth book as the film's follow-up with the Girl in the Spider's Web, instead of the actual title, or the actual second book of The Girl Who Played with Fire. I think Alicia Vikander is rumored to is in negotiations about doing it, but nothing's official. So what do you think about Sony going with a different cast, it seems, for another movie?
So which book are they adapting? The
fourth one, which is the first one, I believe, that wasn't based on the original writer's work.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know there was a fourth one, because I thought that really was just a trilogy, and that was
it's a very recent one. I think it came out this year or last year. It's very recent.
That would be controversial. Why would they do that? That's stupid. Why do they have to? Why does nothing ever have an ending anymore? Nothing ever has an ending.
Well, I haven't seen the film, or I haven't seen all of the film, but just let it go. I mean, if you can't bring the original cast back, or even David Fincher back, to do the second film, and I say second film, the Girl Who Played with Fire, and not the fourth one. If you can't do that, just let it go. Let it be its own thing. That's it. Don't need to continue with a different cast. Just let it go.
I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't seen any of the Dragon Tattooed Girl, that series of movies. I haven't seen any of them. So, or the Daniel Craig ones. So, I don't know.
Of one.
I'd be really interested in. I'd be really interested in the books, I think, but and then maybe the original. The original series, the Swedish adaptation. But I just, again, really all I have to say is that why can't things Why? Like, I don't like this news. Basically, this just seems like they're running out of ideas, and that's what everybody says for when things like this happen. But running out of ideas is actually
We got the female
what?
jump street to look forward to, and the male
Oh my
and
god! How original!
male versions of Ghostbusters,
Wow, the original is. Oh, and don't
and
forget
the
Ocean's
reboot Men
11.
in Black. Oh, and that too. What are you talking about? They haven't run out of ideas.
They're so running out of they're so running out of new ideas.
I think we're done talking about this.
I think so too. We're going well today. We're going well. Coffee.
I know this isn't going to be like big news, but whatever. I mean, Paramount Animation has announced a lot of films, including The Little Prince, Amusement Park, and they've also delayed Monster Trucks. And I think I've heard also that they might be doing Romeo and Juliet 2, I think. But I think the big news of them all is that there's going to be a SpongeBob SquarePants movie 3 for 2019. Nick, what are your thoughts?
Did you like the second SpongeBob movie?
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah?
It was fun.
Yeah?
That's all it was, really. It's a fun film.
Okay, I didn't see it. I'm not a SpongeBob fan. None of this. Which studio is it behind? Sony Pictures Animation.
Paramount Animation, the new animation division for Paramount.
Right. They don't have any animation. Just to try and familiarize myself with. There's so many animation. Can I say how many companies there are?
I know. They've only done one film. They've only done the SpongeBob Water.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is Paramount's animation division when DreamWorks Animation was up in 2012.
What is the little?
I don't know. I think it's based on like a book or something.
Prince. It's a French. Okay, that's weird. I guess. Is it being produced by Paramount or is it just being distributed by Paramount?
I believe it could be distributed by Paramount and Paramount Animation.
So I don't know. Interesting. Thoughts?
Yay to SpongeBob. That's all I can say, really.
Yay to none of it.
Well, I haven't seen them all. I mean, Little Prince sounds like a cool title. I don't know quality-wise.
Have a look at the poster. Go and have a look at the poster.
It's hard to talk about a new animation company who, I mean, SpongeBob movie, SpongeBob Water was fun, but I mean, Nickelodeon Movies was also behind it. Other studios were behind the film, so they haven't given their stamp. The studio hasn't given their stamp on that film. We won't know their stamp until a couple of films in from the studio. But I mean, Little Prince sounds cool. The title sounds pretty cool. It could be a good film. Monster Trucks is a live action film with animation, sort of like the Smurfs, where it's based on, I think it's the director of Ice Age, which is weird. Why isn't that a Blue Sky film? I don't know. And I'm surprised that it's got pushed back because the filming, I think, is nearly finished, that movie. So I don't know what's wrong with that movie now then. Amusement Park sounds like a very generic title. And SpongeBob...
It all sounds very childish. They have a very different target audience than Pixar or DreamWorks, it sounds like.
Yeah, I feel like they're sort of all over the place. They don't really know what their audience is yet.
They're there for the sake of being there. They're there for the sake of having a competitor to those other animation studios.
Yeah, I mean, we won't know until a couple of films in from the studio, but yeah, and I think even with SpongeBob 3, I know the second film impacted the show. So does that mean this is going to also impact the third one's going to impact the show again? I don't know. Maybe they should stop doing the SpongeBob series and just continue doing the films. Maybe, I don't know. They can't do one or the other. I mean, Simpsons could do it, but can SpongeBob? I have no idea. And they're only 11 minutes long compared to The Simpsons 22 minutes. So I don't know why they can't do both. But yeah, I think SpongeBob is all right, and I'm just not sure about the other titles until I get more information, probably like a trailer or anything like that. But yeah, that's my thoughts there.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, except I'm not a SpongeBob fan, so it has even less excitement for me than you.
Well, I haven't watched SpongeBob for a while, the series.
No,
but
I never even watched it as a kid. It's like the Power Rangers all over again.
God, what did I used to do? I used to watch every like children's TV series when I was a kid.
I tried to watch it when I was a kid, and I didn't like it. Every time SpongeBob would come on, I'd change the channel because I didn't like SpongeBob.
Oh, okay, we're moving on.
Fight.
Here's some new news, which Phil, co-writer of The Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, this name's gonna be like wrong. Philippa Boyens. I think that's how you pronounce the name.
It will do. Let's assume that's his name. He's not listening. Maybe he is. You just lost a fan.
Well, you already lost a fan because according the news article I'm reading has a female on the picture, so you've already lost.
Oh, it's a girl. It's a girl. Okay, she's a girl. She's a woman. All right. Okay. See, that's sexist Hollywood for you. Like, I just assume that everybody working for it is male.
Big mistake there. Apparently, she will be writing the Merlin saga for Disney. So another Disney development on.
Is this a franchise?
This is a book written by T.A. Barron. It seems to be a book series. It's called Merlin. But isn't this going to be? When I just read this, isn't this going to be too confusing with the Sword and the Stone that's in development at Disney? Or have those two like just been collided now and they're just one thing now?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're both like they've been merged. But it's just, yeah, but I don't know.
No, does that mean that's the end for Stoned? Isn't that the title you gave it? Stoned?
That doesn't sound like a movie about Merlin. That sounds like a movie about teenagers at a party and things going wrong. That sounds like, was it Project X? That sounds like the sequel to Project X, Stoned. Anyway.
Project X. You're the one that gave the title. Your thoughts there on it?
I love the I must say I like this kind of genre. I'm a big fan of this kind of genre, the kind of Merlin, like medieval magic kind of, like it's kind of a soft fantasy. It's not high fantasy like Lord of the Rings. It's more of a soft fantasy. But it's so I'm always excited. It's like the Guy Ritchie. You're not a fan of Guy Ritchie. I really like Guy Ritchie. The Guy Ritchie Arthur. He's doing a King Arthur movie, Knights of the Round Table or whatever it's called, coming out next year or the year after. And I'm really excited for that because like it's the same story. No, but also because it's Guy Ritchie. So who knows? I'll just wait till I see the trailer. Will be one I'll go and see it at the movies. And maybe if it's good enough, I might read the books. I don't know what their target audience is, but if they're at least young adult, I might give them a read.
I don't know what it is. I mean, it's another Disney film that's in development. I don't know if we'll ever see it or not. There's already 25 or more in development.
Or it could come out, like it could go into development hell and come out with a like animated with a name that has nothing to do with the story, like Frozen, and then make billions of dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they sort of, I guess, want to capture sort of Lord of the Rings.
Stoned.
But I guess he wants to sort of capture the Lord of the Rings type feel to the film, but like sort of probably make it a bit more family orientated, I would say.
Yeah, essentially, would be that's a fun activity. That's an interesting idea. What if we went back for every single Disney animated film and gave them a name like Frozen, Tangled, like they have nothing to do um, with the story? What's the Beanstalk one called again? It's called something different now, isn't it? The one that's coming out.
I can't remember what it was called. It used to be called Giants, but
It's not Giants anymore.
changed. Yeah, I
It's
don't know what it's called. I like Giants better because it's in the Frozen Tangled spirit.
no, it's not though. It's not. It's too obvious, I think. Whereas this is more in the Frozen. The new one, I think, is. Oh god, I can't find it.
I know this is not good. We can't even think of the title. It's not
Oh.
that good of a title. Then they need to change it again.
Well, it had a title treatment with for Giants. Oh, fine. It's here somewhere. Find it. Where are you? It is called. It is called Gigantic.
Oh, gigantic. That's
See,
right.
That's why
But Giants.
it's an adjective. Frozen, tangled, gigantic. They're just adjectives. So if we went back to every single film of the 50 or so films of Disney animation, renamed, like The Little Mermaid would be called Submerged or something, you know, or The Lion King would be called Proud or something, you know. Let's go do that. We should do that.
I know we got 3 minutes. I know we've got other stuff, but I thought we should talk about Finding Dory, the first trailer, teaser trailer.
Oh, yay.
Wow,
I think we left the most interesting news to last, even though it is just a trailer. But come on, it's been a pretty slow news fortnight, hasn't it?
It's a teaser trailer.
It's been a really slow news fortnight. So, well, your thoughts first. I want to hear yours first.
Okay. Well, I'm sort of just gonna repeat what I said a little bit last week. That, like, I don't know. Man. I mean, when the trailer starts off, you get the familiar music from Finding Nemo, and you're sort of swept in back into this pretty much underwater universe that we actually haven't really got CGI, exception of Shark Tale, but we really haven't got this CGI sort of underwater environment world, which is really good for Pixar because it's something that no other animation studios doing. I mean, it seems fun. It seems like fun. I mean, the whole Dory's the sleep swimming gave a chuckle, but I don't know. I do like it's sort of like it's not like they're not rehashing the same story again. Instead of, because when I thought about it, I thought it was like Dory will get taken again, and then they'll find parents or anything. But it seems to be it's just like no, Dory has to set out with Marlin and Nemo to find herself, which is the title Finding Dory. Which I thought, now that I think of it, it's actually pretty clever for Pixar to do. But I mean, the teaser seems fine. There's not really much to talk about beyond that, but it seems going to be like a fun film. But I just hope, I feel like maybe Dory's parents are going to be the emotion, probably heart to the film. So hopefully they can pull that off, and we can get another great Pixar sequel that we haven't really got outside of the Toy Story franchise. So, your thoughts, Nick?
Monsters University is a great film.
Monsters University is a fine, good film. I would say it's an enjoyable film.
Right. Anyway, so
and that's a prequel. It's not a sequel.
Okay, whatever. So just quickly, my thoughts. First of all, I thought it was very unconventional teaser trailer. Like, I feel like it seemed it almost could have been used in the movie. A lot of the teaser trailers are stuff you wouldn't have got in the movie. Besides that, I don't. Your comment about the sorry, I'm using hand gestures a lot. Your comment about Dory's family and like seeing if they're the emotional heart, I find it a little bit. I'm grating that a Pixar movie is only good if it makes you cry at the end. Like that's the quality. I mean, some of the
I
best
don't think
Pixar films, they do it. But like, there's so many great Pixar movies that don't do that. They don't have that, or they have the moment, but it's not necessarily a
Wall-E,
moment of great sadness or
Incredibles
great
per se. I think
joy.
there's some of those films that are really great, and they don't even have you don't cry, but they're just that great in storytelling.
Ratatouille.
Well,
See, I know that Finding Nemo does have a little bit of the original Finding Nemo does have a lot of that emotional beat at the end, and then maybe that's why it's important that the sequel does. But yeah, I don't think like the way you said it just seemed to make like sounds like it needs to make you cry when Dory finds her family and stuff. So I don't think that's necessary. But that might be what they try and do. I don't want Pixar to get the idea that they have to go to extreme lengths to try and make this audience cry, because if they fail, it's just going to come off badly. So they should just.
I don't think they've failed, like trying to get the emotion. I don't think they really have failed.
Yet, but they might. Oh, Cars 2.
Cars 2 doesn't have emotion. What are you talking about?
Cars 2 was trying for something that it didn't have an emotional moment, so it didn't pay off.
Mater a little bit, but
yeah, it was about Mater trying to fit in, like trying to
prove that he's not dumb. He's actually
he's not dumb. He's actually so they were trying to get the audience to sympathise with Mater, and the real reason that film didn't work is because we never sympathised with Mater at all. We're like, he's too annoying. He's too Jar Jar Binks.
It's one of the best parts in the first Cars.
Yeah, no, but he's annoying in the second Cars. Like he's just.
In Cars 2, it was more like, oh, Mater, say something funny throughout the film. You don't really learn anything.
He was the comic relief.
You don't really learn anything about Mater, which is good
now. We're getting distracted.
Which is good for Dory, and even worked for Mike per se in Monsters University a bit, where you learn more about the characters that weren't they were fleshed out a bit in the first film, but just never got to explore who they are and their characters. So that's where Finding Dory can have that opportunity to explore more of Dory, because we really don't know much about Dory. It'd be good to see her, I guess, who she is as a character, her identity and stuff like that, and they can explore that, which is good because they've got a character they can do anything with, because we already know who Marlon and Nemo are. So I think I don't know.
I think personally, Finding Nemo is not quite near in my top Pixar films. I think it's too it's too aimed towards children, like compared to their other efforts. It seems. No, I so do. I think like I love it, but I feel like it's got that deeper heart to it. But all the jokes are very. They don't age well. I feel like a lot of the jokes haven't aged well, and they're
talking about Marlon's jokes are the best.
Marlon's jokes are but for example, the one with the pelican, the bubble and the pelican fighting, it's like, oh, that's so funny. It's not funny anymore.
What are you talking about? It's funny.
It's not funny. Anyway, but Dory's still very funny, and that's the problem. I'm wondering, because Mater actually in the first Cars is quite funny. He became the main character, and the funny became it distanced the audience from him. It's like, because he's just there to be funny. He's not there to be emotional, like to have an emotional attachment. So they have to try and make Dory seem like you have to be emotionally invested in Dory in order for this story.
But unlike Mater per se, Dory does care about other characters. She did care about Nemo when Nemo was hurt. At the end of the first film. So we can touch on that.
Yeah, that was a nice moment. But I think that I think that they have a chance here to do a good job, and I do agree with the whole finding herself rather than them finding her literally. That's definitely the way to go, and that's definitely more Pixar. It's just I can't help but get this niggling feeling that this is an unnecessary addition to the end of a story that was kind of complete. And
the first film said the end, so the start of this one would say not the end.
That's against Pixar. Sequels this a sequel like this seems against Pixar by nature, same as Toy Story 4. Like even before this, Monsters Inc. 2, I could have like kind of see them doing it like they did Toy Story 2. But Cars 2, that was John Lasseter all over. But I think
not per se. I
some
think
of the newest
it was more rushed Cars 2 than anything. That was that was a rushed
no, but
production.
it was his decision to make that. It was less Disney and more John Lasseter because he loves cars. He's obsessed with cars.
So I'm getting Cars 3, people.
Why are we getting Cars 3? That's what happens when you're CCO of Disney and Pixar. You get to make whatever you want.
Yeah,
Damn
more
people. People be damned. All right. Well, anyway, that's my thoughts on Finding Dory. It'll be really interesting to see the actual proper trailer, first trailer when it comes out, and see. I'm a little bit worried, like, because as I said, it is a funny film, and when I saw it the first time, it was hilarious. I loved Finding Nemo, and a lot of the jokes haven't aged that well, so I'm a little bit worried it might be a bit too comedic. I need an emotional center that I think the first Finding Nemo only just manages to hold on to, not to the same extent as like Ratatouille or Wall-E or anything. It's there, but I don't sympathize with Marlon as much as I do Remy or Wall-E or Carl or even Sully in the first Monsters Inc. I feel like Marlon, Nemo, yes, Nemo is a great character, but I feel like Marlon, they could have done something else with that. I think that Finding Nemo,
Marlon's like the
such a
character.
overused word, but it's overrated. It might be a little bit overrated. I said it. It's the only one. Like I used to have the same thing for Monsters Inc. and I changed my mind. I love Monsters Inc. now, but now it's the only Pixar film that I don't agree with everybody.
I thought Nemo was just enjoyable, but that movie has aged so well in time that now I think it's absolutely.
So you're the opposite. Every time I watch the Pixar movies, I change my mind about some of them. So maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Again.
I think you are. Okay, well, we're running out of time.
We think you're running over time.
Thank you for tuning in. If you want to, read more like movie reviews, news, in the occasional trivia. That's what Trivia Tuesdays for. You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/everythingfilm. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So until then, see you. Till next time. Bye.
Till next time.